Hello. I always decide to film these things when I'm literally in pajamas, but here we are. So I'm gonna bring you with me this weekend. I'm going down to the Northern Neck Orchestra, so I'm actually filming a podcast episode and I'm gonna get some things done before I head out. But here we are, we're filming, so you can check that out. I'll link that in the description. Look at me, I'm like a YouTuber. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're playing a bunch of holiday music, so it'll be fun. And actually, our Northern Neck concert is sold out for the second year in a row. So we're really, really excited about bringing that music to you guys. So just follow me along on this video. Okay, let's go. And look at me, I got my mess all packed up too. Gotta have it. Okay friends, I have my latte and I figured I would show you a little video. This is just like my everyday flute and school carry because I'm also getting my doctorate. For those of you who didn't know. So I'm going to show you everything that I bring with me whenever I play a gig, go to practice, go to school, go to teach. These are all the things that I have with me. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I always bring with me, and I never actually put it in my bag ever, never put water in your bag with flutes and tech, is water. I gave you a hint. So this is my Altus water bottle that Altus actually sent me, and I am so happy they did because I love it, and it's got that dual seal thing, so even if I did accidentally forget and put it in my bag, that's my nice water bottle. I always try and drink lots of water because I am a dehydrated girly, and partially because of this. I'm always dehydrated because I don't drink water. Second, okay, here's the superstar of the day. I mean, is she kidding? Are we kidding? I love this thing. Look at this thing. Do you see that? I got this bag on Amazon. Somebody makes them and they're beautiful. It's gorgeous and I love it. And I used to have a waterproof Altieri bag that I still own, and I love that thing, and it has lasted 1,000 subway rides in New York City, being thrown on and off my shoulder, pouring rain, torrential snow, falling in the mud, and my flutes have been totally fine. So that's definitely something that is worth noting, that this is not waterproof because it's leather. So I do have ponchos in here, you'll see. I love this bag. This is like my favorite flute thing that I have bought, besides my actual flutes, in a very long time. Here in this front pouch, I always bring a few mints, my AirPods, some snacks, like trail mix, more mints, and a spoon. Because for those of you who don't know me, I'm a little bit nuts, and I will actually bring cans of soup to school and just eat them. And sometimes I will just drink them from the can. Without a spoon. So now I started keeping a spoon in my bag so that at least people don't call the police, which they should. So this is actually how it all fits in there, and I'm going to take it out each one by one and show you. It just barely fits. I actually had to take a leather awl and poke a new hole or two into this so that it could fit all the things I want it to fit, but it still closes great and is fine. So, okay. So first and most important thing I have in my flute bag is my flute and my piccolo and my cleaning things. This is one of those ProTech double cases. I'll open it in a second and show you my beautiful instruments. But I love this thing. I used to have a Wiseman case, the round one that holds like a million things and is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. I loved that case. But I found when I had a silver flute, it was oxidizing really quickly, so it was turning like black. Also, my repairman started to like say things about my A-flat key started to look bent every time I brought it, and so I just, when I got my new flute, which I'll show you, I didn't want to have a problem. So, and I don't want to make my repairman mad because he does wonderful work. So I don't want to upset him. So I had to find a way to fit a little bit of a bigger bag inside my bag. So I'll show you how that works a little bit more, but I have in here a pencil case that is filled with pens because I'm a bad musician. I bought this when I was like 7. So that's amazing because it literally still is great. I bought it in the Adirondacks. It was handmade by somebody, hand woven. And then I have just some extra pens that I'm not going to pull out and show you because we don't care. I have my music. I have lots of music. I'm doing a lot of auditions right now, so a lot of excerpts. I used to carry with me like a bag that had like a binder with excerpts. This is, I'm finding, just the best way for my own mental organization. I put everything in its own folder with its own label to tell me what I'm doing. I used to have an iPad. I used to perform only from an iPad. And honestly, it's fantastic for gigs, like when you're doing a lot of gigs. But I started to just feel like it would stress me out a little bit, even though it was completely reliable. I've never, well, okay, I'm not gonna say never, but I won't tell you that story because it'll freak people out. I don't have problems with performing with the iPad. It's very reliable. When I do gigs, it was so easy, but it added like just this little bit of stress just sitting on top there. And performing is stressful enough. I just always had this looming fear of, well, what if it like shuts off, or like I forgot to charge it, or it got too cold in the car and like exploded. I don't know. I'm such a fatalist, but I would always get really nervous about that. I stopped using the iPad and I started using paper because paper can't shut off, which is great. The other thing that kind of bothered me was the fact that I had to mentally prepare to turn the page with my foot. And so I sort of was looking down at my foot and then putting my foot in the right place and making sure a few measures before I was turning the page. And of course it's an iPad, so you're only looking at one page at a time. So you have to do that more frequently than you would actually have to turn the page. So I find, honestly, I'd rather just turn the page. And really difficult page turns, I was a librarian and can figure out. If anyone wants tips for that, I have so many things to share about solving difficult page turns, but I have switched to paper, which is, everybody who knows me knows I'm a tech girly, so it's a little bit of like a bombastic statement from me, but you know what? It's what we're all here for. And then the last thing I keep in my flute bag, yes, this is it. I will show you my flute, I promise, is this It's a Good Day bag. Random assortment of junk. Everybody in their kitchen has a drawer with both screwdrivers, tape, rubber bands, and anything that you would find underneath your refrigerator in a drawer. This is my equivalent. Here we go. I have a brush to scrub the inside of my mechanism, which my repairman will tell you I do not do nearly enough. I'll be in trouble for that. So I have compression gloves for my little arthritic fingers when they start to feel a little tired. I don't use these a lot, but compression is epic. So I use compression when I feel like I need to. I have an inhaler because allergies and asthma. Isn't that lovely? I have a little sewing kit, which is a total necessity. You should have this. I have this finger rest thing that I never use because I just feel like it like takes away the resonance. But if I get really like, oh my gosh, my hand hurts, then at least I have it, but I never use it. So I try and learn how to hold the flute without too much tension. I try. Doesn't always work. I have my little ear things for my AirPod, like replacement ear things. A pencil, which that shouldn't go there. So, you know, we're learning things today. I have some earplugs. I have some cigarette paper, some Advil. I have one of these sticks, a boom boom nasal stick. It's like a eucalyptus stick, which eucalyptus is like a calming scent, so it can be kind of calming, but also like if you really need to open your nasal passages, highly recommend. I have some, what was I using this for? Anyway, it's like a Mylar tape. Why do I have this? I think I was using this to fit, no, I was using this to fit my head joint. My head joint right now needs to be a little bit, I need to have it expanded on my Piccolo. So I had this. So anyway, that's what this was for. I can't believe I had a big brain fart there, but I have extra cork grease for my Piccolo, an extra one of those things that I'll never use, some earplugs, the putty ones that I'll never use, a scrunchie that I'll never use, Pepto-Bismol that's probably 30 years old, and I'm only 28. This is a Tide-to-go stick for obvious reasons. A little tiny screwdriver for my flute that I'll never use. And some more cigarette paper that I will also never use. Better to have it and never use it than to not have it and go, right? Right? I'm gonna show you what goes in the top of this. I just have a lip balm and I have my two flags. Those are my flags. I have silver protection strips, which I am absolutely convinced do nothing, but at least I have them for no reason. I also have a pencil. And I have another tenon for my piccolo. This is the one that my repairman Clifford Tretic is going to expand just a little because the size in between is too big. So literally it's like the one I have is too small, and then this is the next size up and it's too big. I don't know what is wrong with my particular piccolo, but it's probably just because it's mine. So there you go. I bought these copper resizing strips and they are currently sitting on my piccolo head joint. So you'll see that. Ready? Dun da 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 da. Da. There we go. So that's what we're working with. So this is actually great because this is going to give me an excuse to practice. It's going to force me to take these instruments out, which is fab. Okay, so here's what I got going on. I have two strips that should probably be changed, but are there to do nothing. I have my cork grease for the top of my piccolo. That's has T and B for top and bottom because I always open it wrong and then confuse myself. I have my AirPods that a friend actually gave them to me, which was so sweet. She had lost them and then bought a new pair and then decided to just gift them to me. And I am the worst music person because I not only barely listen to music unless I'm performing it, but these are literally dead. And I just use them for piccolo ear protection, which is really not what they're intended for, of course. But I have found that these lossless headphones that everybody uses are not, they don't work for me. They're not decibel reducing enough. They are not comfortable. They take out my earwax, TMI. So I have been using these and loving it. And I know it probably looks a little ratty to have headphones on stage, but I just cover it with my hair. So that's a life hack for you. So my piccolo body is a Homig with silver keys, and I have a Monka head joint with this thing in olive wood. It's got a 14 karat rose gold riser, silver tenons, and I love it. It plays a little fluty for me, but honestly, as somebody who needs the piccolo to just come out of the box and sound in tune and pretty and whatever for random gigs that get thrown my way, because I do a lot of last minute calls because I'm a freelancer, I need to have something that's just super reliable and super pretty. So that definitely does it for me. And I just love the way it sounds. So easy to play, beautiful. Now let's talk about my flute. I love my flute. My flute is a 18 karat rose gold clad altus. It's inside outside, and the keys are silver and very tarnished, but that is okay. And my husband actually bought me this flute when I started my master's degree, which was just my favorite piece of jewelry to date. Sorry to my wedding ring, but honestly, look at this thing. And they just sound gorgeous, and I'm super happy with them. Now, we're not quite finished yet because I always take with me this laptop bag. The reason being is because I don't want to have that much weight on my back. It feels so heavy to put my laptop in my flute bag and all the things that I have in here. They can fit, but I don't want them to. So I'm trying to keep my flute bag, just flute stuff, and then this is like practice materials and teaching materials and stuff. So let's dive in. Of course, I have my laptop with all my book nerd stickers, my Northern Neck stickers, my Pershing Zone stickers, because that's where my husband works. And I use my laptop obviously for teaching and writing papers for my doctorate. But I also record every practice session. I don't keep them, but I listen back a lot while I practice. So I have GarageBand that is running. I have a metronome that goes running. I have a tuner. So the next thing I have in here is my Kindle Scribe. Now this is a little bit of a piece of tech that is a little bit of an like extravagance. Like you don't need one of these, right? I love this thing though. I had a Kindle, just a regular Kindle Paperwhite for a long time, and I love to read, but looking at screens for too long, this is partially why I got rid of the iPad. It hurts my eyes and gives me headaches, and I'm just really like a sensitive baby in that regard. So I actually have like my whole practice planning document, which if you're interested, I can share it in a future video. But I have my whole document in there. I have my daily planner, I have my Bible, I have my books, I have my journals, everything goes in here. I read my academic articles on here and annotate and upload them that way. That's just a piece of tech that I love for practicing. I put a lot of my exercises on there, like, you know, Tafanel Gobert, the scales and stuff like that, I have on here. So that is, I love this thing. So I also have my sunglasses in here. Have blue light blocking glasses, JBL headphones that are Bluetooth, but also they have a cable that's somewhere in here that I'll probably never find it again. That's why I like it for airplanes, but now maybe I won't. So I have this thing that Carol Bean told me to get that is fantastic. Plug it into your phone, and it's like it's just the tuner thing. But a little more precise because the tuner apps on the phone can be really, really precise. Charger, some more Advil because, you know, you need it. A doohickey, gotta have it, and a phone charger. And I also have 4 dry erase markers for when I teach, and I bought these to use in my class and then never forgot them at home and never pulled them out once. So next semester, these are coming for you kids. So that is it. That is all the stuff in my bag. Now I should probably practice.